Hi everybody, and welcome back to Mommy and Me Reviews with me, Janae.
Hi, I'm Mona.
And that's my mom. So today we are reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 8. Look at me, knowing episode numbers and stuff. So we're reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 8. This episode, they are doing the housewarming party with like
friends,
two select friends that get to come over. I think this was like COVID protocol because previous seasons they had more people.
They did.
It was like a party. So I think for this season, because it wasn't that many people, they could only have like a couple because of COVID.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah. So before we start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you're thinking about this season so far. And let's go ahead and get in it. Who are we going to start with?
Oh, and Katina.
Elijah and Katina. Okay. So we find Elijah and Katina moved into their apartment. They're comfy, they're cozy now, and they are planning the housewarming party.
Yes.
And go.
First of all, we're gonna save that for the end, right? We found out Elijah Wan's dating history.
No, you can talk about it now because you talked about it. So
okay, so I don't remember it ever coming up because I guess they did it off camera. Elijah Wan's never dated a black woman before.
So that came up in the conversation that that Katina's friend was having with Katina.
Right.
That they found out that he never dated a black girl before. I don't remember this ever being a thing.
Ever.
And I'm surprised because I feel like that's something that they would have said.
Right.
It kind of makes a lot of sense now, though. Like, now that I hear it and then I see him, and he seems like he fits into a lot of white environments. With how hyper he is.
It's way hyper.
Yeah, and so it makes more sense now, but I'm almost worried that
he's not
attracted to Katina.
Right. And it feels like he was attracted from the moment he saw her at the wedding, like he wanted to jump her bones. And then we find out in another episode, it was his idea
for them
not to have sex yet.
And so it is starting to feel like, I wonder if he doesn't want to have sex with her because like he don't really like her like that. So he's trying to convince himself that he does and get more comfortable so that he can have sex with her because he's never. So, but my thing is, Katina, when she was talking to her friend, she said, he's never been in a serious relationship with a black girl before. So that, to me, means that he's had sex with black girls before.
But the way they were saying it made it seem like he never dated a black girl before. Dated. But you think it's a serious relationship?
That's what Katina said. I'm going off of what she said.
Okay.
So I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I also feel like that's not a red flag for me. Like, I've never dated a white guy. And then if I date a white guy, now is it a red flag that I'm dating this white guy? Like,
but if you were dating the white guy and said that you've never dated a black guy before, I think it would be somewhat of a, really?
Oh, you're saying because I'm black.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That actually... Yes. I didn't even think of it that way.
That's the only reason that we're taken aback. And because he's dating her black. Now, and he's black.
I see. I mean, he's also mixed, and some mixed people, I think, have like, they're either really immersed in their black culture or they're just really not into their black culture at all.
Okay.
And because he wasn't raised with his dad, who I assume is the black person in his mix, and his mom
what did she say?
White.
He's half Greek. What did she say?
Maybe
he's
Greek.
Half Greek or something.
I think you said Greek, and it made me think Greek.
She's
but
the friend was like, no, he's black.
She did keep saying that, which
a black man.
I don't think he ever said, I'm not a black man.
No, he's never.
Like, I don't know what it was about her friends, but just like all around, they just were giving me hater vibes. And I'm hoping that it's less of, I'm just being a hater and more of, I'm being protective of my friend.
Okay.
That's what I hope it is, because I don't know, I was kind of like curling my face up at her friends.
I think
like,
it was protective.
You putting it on a little thick. Calm down.
Right. They came around at the end and they was
the
like,
other two,
right.
That wasn't the same girl. It was 3 of her friends. She had a conversation solo with one.
Yes.
And then 2 of her other friends came to the housewarming.
Okay.
And I don't know, they just, it rubbed me the wrong way. But we get to their housewarming. Their housewarming theme is like a taco thing? Not tacos.
That was Jasmine.
What was there? Jasmina. I don't know. They had chicken and it was gold.
Gold and black.
Oh, gold and black, and they had like little necklaces and whatever. I like Elijah Wan's friend. I think Elijah Wan's friend, Jeff. His name Jeff. Oh, you know his name.
Jeff. I do.
I think he gave really, really good advice.
He did.
He seems very like genuine and down to earth and interested in their relationship and their success.
Right, genuine.
And I like that.
I did like that. When he had his conversation with him, oh, maybe you're taking this slow because you really like her and you've never done that before. But I get it. This is your wife now, so yeah, I liked the friend's advice.
I did too.
I liked a lot of the friend's advice this episode.
I hate that they have them like talking in the same room as if they can't hear each other.
I feel like they can't, because when I can hear them in another conversation and I can hear them.
So you know they can hear each other.
Not a lot. I don't think they're paying attention.
The room is this big,
but a couple of them went to other rooms.
A couple of them went to the room right there.
No. Two.
Right, it's a bedroom. It's right there. These apartments are this big. I know y'all can hear each other.
But still, I think it was enough away.
They're
gonna hear eventually. They're gonna see it.
Right,
Doesn't
but
matter.
so then they should just have a group combo, because I hate that they try to make it seem like it's like, "Hi, Jasmina, show me your house." Like, you gonna see this house in 35 seconds because it's this big. It's a 2-bedroom apartment, or 1 bedroom, I think.
Right.
Actually, I think they do have a spare room. They did in other seasons. I don't know.
Right, and Jeff also told him, "Don't overthink it." I like that.
Yeah, I like that too, because I think he is starting to like think a lot about nonsense.
Right.
I liked his haircut.
It came out nice.
It did. He got a weird shaped head, but
a little more forehead than head.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think the mohawk kind of covered it up a little bit. I don't know. And so now that it's gone, now that I'm like, oh, your head is shaped kind of weird. But I think it does look. I don't know. Obviously, the haircut didn't make him more calm, but I feel like since he got his haircut, he's been like a lot less active.
It happened 4 seconds ago.
Right, and for 4 seconds he sat down quiet. I've never seen it before.
He was just listening. It's okay.
I guess. Did you have any other things about them? I'm looking at my notes, y'all. So if you see me looking to the side, these are my notes.
No, I didn't have anything else on them. I just thought they're going to have to do a lot more communication together.
Yeah, I really want somebody to explore this whole I don't want to have sex with her yet because I want to get to know her emotionally thing. Especially since it's so out of character for him. It feels like there's more behind that. And I want someone to explore that with him instead of just being like, sir, just go have sex with her. Like, I want to know more. I want to hear more words from him that are like guided, because he goes off.
He does in a tangent.
Yeah.
Right?
So
he needs guided words.
Yes. So I need somebody to like guide him into finding his words for the real reason. Because now I don't know if that's the real reason.
Right. If it is an ulterior motive and another reason, he probably feels bad. Like, well, I've never been with a black woman.
I think he has been with a black woman.
I don't think he has, but
really?
Yeah, I don't think he has.
Why? I mean, he said black girls never found me attractive, which I was like, I can see why, because you're hyper.
He finds himself attractive. He's attractive for the both of them.
No, I think if I see him out, I would be like, I don't think I would think he was cute if I see him out.
I thought he was cute.
I don't think he's cute, but then he would open his mouth and I definitely would be like, yeah, nah.
Maybe not. Maybe too much.
You're hyper. All right, let's move on to our next couple. Okay, so moving on to our next couple, Steve and Noi. So in this episode, again, we're at housewarming. They're They've moved into their apartment now. We're beyond that. We're past that. And they're just like getting comfortable, all living in the same space. So in this episode, Noi worked all of my little baby nerves. Child. I'm tired of her baby voice.
I'm awkward laughing.
I'm tired of the awkward laughing. I'm tired of the pouting.
Pouting like a brat.
She is like, and it drives me insane. I do want to point out though, Steve couldn't have talked to me while I was at work while he's lounging around my house. Sir, go find you something to do because now I got an attitude that I'm at work.
He was like, are you hungry? I'm gonna cook. So he's been doing his part. That's exactly what he said while she was working.
I don't want you to talk to me.
He went to cook.
He asked her,
was he hungry?
The fact that you even have the spare time to go and make me a meal is irritating. I don't even want you to be here.
He played his part.
You know what? I want you to go get me food. I want it to take at least 35 minutes.
Nope, I like it, Steve. Thank you for bringing me food because we know you're not working.
I would rather go to work than work at home and watch somebody not work. And I think that's why she's so mad that he don't want to get a job. She want him to slave over a computer like she's slaving over a computer. Not me, ma'am. I don't aspire to work.
I've worked since I was 16.
And that was your decision.
That was your decision.
I do not aspire.
The way I don't know if she the way she's saying it compared to the way he's saying it, he's explaining himself well, and
he's doing such a good job explaining, and she's acting like he's speaking
foreign language,
a foreign language that she doesn't understand.
Right.
Like, he's not saying, I don't want to work, I won't provide for a household, I'm not bringing in money. He's saying, I have enough money to sustain us. I also can make money. I just do not want to go back to corporate America.
His friends verified that. Like, he has a good network. Yeah. And then the cutback is her saying, oh, really? So he's choosing not to go to work. Where you can, if he can.
And is choosing not to go to work. What is the problem?
Right. And then her friends with the, she doesn't want to be the sole breadwinner. I know you know her background, an immigrant background. They grew up poor. And
ma'am,
I can take care. I'm not asking her to
I did not ask this girl for no money. So I don't know what she done told y'all. Right. I would have been like, I'm sorry, what? He said, well, it'll never come to that. Like, that'll never get
care. He said, I'm taking care of me.
Right.
And I didn't ask her. Right. I have my savings and But they tried to explain to Noi with he's worked enough in this corporate world to set himself up, and he was able to go and take.
She don't want to hear that. She wants that man to be at work from 9 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. And I think because I'm a part of this generation that's like, I'm absolutely not working until I'm 67. Like, what are we even talking about?
Other ways to make money other than sitting behind a desk.
It is. And I think for someone who's never been an entrepreneur and someone who's never had income from elsewhere, it sounds like your head is in the clouds. She's like, I need a plan. And he's telling her the plan.
He is telling her the plan.
But she's like, that doesn't sound like a plan. That sounds like you don't want to go to work. Yes, that's the plan is for me to not have a job. And I'm not sure where you're missing it.
9-to-5 job. Right. I can work and make money. What part of that don't you understand? I can work and make money.
She don't hear that at all because she wants him. If I have to go to work every day.
You have to go to work.
9 to 5, you need to do that. Because if you're not working, then what are you doing? And I think that's what it is. If you're not working, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's why I said she was probably annoyed with him skipping around the house talking about, oh, you hungry?
Right.
He said, you had a lot to catch up from our honeymoon, huh?
Right. Your emails.
I know how that goes. Woo, girl, used to be me. Not
been there, done that.
So I don't know what part of it she doesn't get.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't.
You know how she gets with the kids, the imaginary kids that they have to have. And she brought that up again with your friends.
And I know his friends want to be like, what? It didn't. Nobody really said anything about it. And her stupid friend gonna say, well, maybe that's where the compromise comes in. Man, what?
again.
What are you talking about?
He is the most level-faced, level-headed person talking to these people when they shoot gibberish back at him.
His responses are always so mellow and well thought out. I don't even know how he has enough time to like gather his thoughts. I'd have been like, man, what are you talking about?
I love it.
What are you talking about? Compromise?
Because every time I'm still waiting for him, like, he gonna go off on him. He gonna say something. His face gonna either his face don't even go up. Nothing.
That'd be me. That'd be all over my face.
I was doing the whole thing. I was like, Steve.
He did get angry this episode because. Yes. So I'm gonna tell the story in the way that I understood it to be happening because I'm technically not sure.
Right. And then I'll tell it.
No. So Noi volunteered to make dinner for Steve and herself. She eats gluten-free noodles and he eats regular noodles. What I'm thinking Steve missed is that somehow in there she wanted him to eat gluten-free noodles with her, and she was annoyed that she had to make gluten-free and regular noodles. I feel like that part was in there, but he didn't know. I'm hoping, because that would make it make a little bit more sense, but still no. So Noi starts cooking. Steve comes out, looks at the stove, realizes his noodles aren't even in the water. So he puts his noodles in the water. He then again leaves and then comes out and realizes that his noodles are now overcooked, and he's asking Noi like, yo,
you gonna watch the noodles?
What up with my noodles? My girl, they're like totally overcooked.
Right. And
she said, overcooked? What?
Stop complaining.
And she grabbed up sushi like quick fast.
Going with the wind.
Out of the door, wouldn't answer Steve's calls, Steve's text messages. She didn't stay in their apartment overnight.
24
She
hours.
still wasn't answering his calls and text messages in the morning. Right. She came back and walked in that house as if nothing had occurred and there were no issues.
Stank face and all.
As if Steve was the one in the wrong.
Right.
So by this point, Steve's mad and he's like,
frustrated.
First off, what you're not going to do is walk up out of this house
because
and not explain yourself.
She sat down like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to talk about it now. He was... Go ahead.
He said...
Yes.
And then I go look on your Instagram, and your Instagram got this whole long quote about nonsense talking about you unhappy in our marriage. Ma'am, what you're not gonna do, that's he did.
Maybe.
He did this.
He said
She
definitely.
said, well, maybe I shouldn't have did that. He said, no,
definitely
not
not.
maybe.
Definitely.
You definitely shouldn't have did that.
Do that. Right.
And
you're in a marriage.
I agree with him. Ma'am, you're not gonna just walk out this house and not even say where you're going. They never talked about why she was upset. She never said, oh, blah, blah, blah. This is why I'm feeling some type of way. I just need some space. Right. And she said, I needed space. And he said, that's fine. But you need to communicate with that with me.
Absolutely. And it was over noodles. So you want the last thing that you leave on to be, he may have thought it was over noodles. But of course it wasn't. But I'm saying, communicate that.
I don't feel like she ever explained that it wasn't about noodles.
She didn't.
She
didn't say the other episode that he said something similar to that. She
kind of was saying that he says things a lot that are like complaining. Little jabs.
Right.
And in my mind, I'm like, the way Steve collects his thoughts, I can't even imagine that he says little jabs.
Right. It's impressive the way he does it.
But I can't even imagine like what the situation would have been that he would have had little jabs. Like, I don't...
Right. I'm trying to... Is it he didn't say I love you back? That couldn't have been.
That's not a jab. I don't love you.
That wasn't a jab. But I'm saying that was the only other time I saw her visibly upset. Or visibly disappointed.
Also, those two things are not even correlated. So hopefully not, because that don't have nothing to do with the other. And also, I don't love you. So what, like, what? Why are we even...
I don't know. I was just trying to think. I
don't know. She drove me insane this episode. Because I'm like, I feel like you're giving him a hard time and he's not. Like,
a hard person to get along with.
At all. Like, he be chilling. Now, in the beginning, I will say the job thing rubbed me the wrong way because they portrayed it initially as like he's unemployed and poor. And I was like, absolutely not. But now it is very clear that he just doesn't want to work in corporate America.
Okay. You can take care of yourself. That's fine.
Sir, and not only yourself, you can take care of our household. That's fine.
Right. And again,
don't care
I can
how
make
you bring
money,
this money
and I can make money. And he's trying to reassure her, and she can't hear it
at all.
She can't hear it. And it's really annoying. That's annoying that she cannot hear it.
She don't want to hear it because
she
she want him slaving over a desk. She want him to have the answer to somebody. Every time somebody send her an email and she have to respond back with per my last email, she looks at him and gets so angry like, I want you to have to send an email.
Right.
I can't.
Right. And Noy's friends I put are just like her. The way they were talking.
I haven't liked Noy's friends since like
I paid attention to her friends this time because you kept on talking about it. Was she had a weird name, Spatula.
I don't know.
It
was probably Spatula. It's probably something like Spatula.
It was something. And yeah, their advice. No, I don't like their advice. They were the only friends.
I've been not liking her friend. That was like the worst sentence I ever said. I've been not liking. I have not liked her friends this entire process. Every time her friends come around, I'm like, they haters, and I don't like them.
Right. The way they came at him in the room, I'm like, oh, you're going off exactly what Noy said.
I don't know if you see my savings account, but it's lit. Like, I feel like that's what he wanted to say. Like,
right.
I'm good. I took off for 4 months, and I still got money.
I thought it was a year. I thought he was off for a year because he got laid off. I think he was
laid off for a year. He went on a 4-month vacation and is still good currently.
Right,
ma'am.
Right. Can't that be showing responsibility? Like, I saved enough
to anyone else. Right. This would be a positive thing.
Right.
Now we don't both have to coordinate our days off. Right. You can kind of move when you want. Especially if y'all have, kids, this is perfect. You don't even got to go to work. You don't need daycare. You know how much daycare costs?
You know how much daycare costs.
Daycare is a lot. He would need he would need to get a job just to pay for daycare. So now he can just be daycare. I don't have nothing else on them. Noy's getting on my nerves.
Noy was quite annoying.
And it's been building because she's been getting on my nerves for like the last maybe 2 episodes. Right. So
kids, dog, now your face. In the news.
Not now your face.
Now your face.
Oh wow. That sounds like something I'd have said.
Your face. Stop.
My face. All right, so let's talk about our next couple, Jasmina and Michael. I was really happy to see just his one sister. Because they're like the 3 of them. The 3 sisters always go together. Like, it was just his one sister in this episode. Right. It was just his one sister in this episode. They had a taco theme.
Yes, taco theme.
Housewarming.
Mm.
So in this episode, Jasmina had a conversation with Michael's sister, and the conversation was so nice. It was like really just like heartwarming. I feel like his sisters and Jasmina get along better than Michael and Jasmina.
Ooh.
And
right.
I don't know why these two cannot get it together.
Can't get on the same page. I think it's because they're so much alike.
You think so?
I think so. That's my personal, I think they're so much alike they can't get out of to let the other one in. And then the sister tried to explain to him, she's scared to let you in. Right, she don't know you. I loved everything she said.
Yeah, his sister gave really good advice to both of them, actually. Right, she met with Michael earlier in the episode and then met with Jasmina later.
Yes.
She gave them both really good advice. Michael left out the part where he lied when he was talking to his sister, and I wanted him to bring that part up because I knew his sister was gonna go off.
Like, you never told her? I could see her face now.
Literally.
Like, you never told her.
Jasmina went and met with her friend as well and told her friend about the situation and like what was going on, and she was like, and I just feel like whenever he thinks he's right, like that's the end all be all, he's right. And her friend was like, oh, that's just like you.
She was like, me? No. Yes, her friend was not letting that go. Yes, it sounds just like you.
Ma'am, who you on TV for?
Right.
Because I'm about to ask him to edit this out.
I'm really your best friend, so I know. That's you.
I'd have been like, girl, you don't get to say bad stuff about me when you on the show for me.
Sorry.
But I
want this
feel
to work
like
out, right?
Jasmina said, when I am wrong, I have no problem admitting I'm wrong. Right. Her friend said, well, that doesn't happen often. She said, I don't be wrong a lot. Now, let me tell you something. I have literally said this verbatim because it is true. I don't be wrong a lot. And let me tell you why. When I speak on something passionately, it's because I have already done the work and the research to make sure that I'm right. I'm not about to go have this conversation with you not knowing that I'm right.
But when you are wrong, do you admit it?
Yeah, when I'm wrong, I admit it. I just don't be wrong a lot. And when you're talking about it, you're talking about situations in which you felt like I was wrong, but in real life, I wasn't wrong. But
what if the situation is we're both right?
Sometimes two things can be true.
Right.
We don't be in situations like that a lot of the time. A lot of time, me and you be in situations where you be wrong, I'm right, but you don't like me to be right, so you'll just stand 10 toes down in something that just doesn't even make sense.
No, don't agree. We can agree to disagree.
She be wrong,
daughter. You think you're always
wrong.
I
don't think I'm always right.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think I'm always right. But I do be right a lot.
Okay. What's different than what I just said?
What?
If you think you're always right by me saying that, and you just said that, right?
That's not what I said. See, these be the situations because you just said that, and that's
Please
literally
comment below if you think she thinks she's always right.
But that's literally not what I said. Okay. I don't think I'm always right, but I'm right a lot of the time. There are times when I'm wrong. There are not as many times that I'm wrong as there are times that I'm right. Anywho, I think their housewarming needed more planning or something. It felt dry. Like Michael was like, let's play charades. Like everybody else had stuff planned.
Right, everybody did have stuff planned.
Yeah, theirs was very like, I didn't know people were coming over today. Like you did, you knew that.
Wait a minute, somebody didn't have any. Katina and whatchamacallit, they didn't have any games or anything planned.
They had shots. That's a game. They did.
Okay, that's not a game. They were drinking too with Jasmina, and he made margaritas.
That's not a game.
They drunk shots. What's gamey about that?
Shots. Everything can be made into a shot game.
Whatever.
Take a shot if it's a game. Yeah, so I didn't really like that. I was just like, I wanted y'all to be more prepared so that this looked more fun, I guess.
The little charades game was fun. And
they did look like they were having fun.
Competitive they are.
That's me.
Competitive.
It's fun, though, to be competitive.
It is fun. And he admitted that. He was like, I like how she matched my competitiveness.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Two competitive people are fun.
Until it goes wrong.
Why would it go wrong?
Attitudes.
Why would you get an attitude?
I know, right? You would think.
They were both competitive and it was no issue.
They were good.
Yeah.
They were good. It can happen.
Well, was it, I want to point out that Jasmina's friend said the same thing Michael said. Well, there's going to be conflict. And Jasmina didn't say nothing. And I was just like, remember when you yelled at Mike and told him that it's not necessarily going to be conflict.
Right, she did say exactly.
She did. She said really exactly what he said, and Jasmina didn't say nothing. I said,
"Listen, right?" Because every piece is not going to be roses and petals.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know what it is. It's like they can't get out of each other's way to make it, not even make it work, because I don't even think they would have to try hard to make it work, because I really think they're a good match. I really like them together.
I like them together.
It's just not clicking, and I don't know where. And if their relationship stays in the state that it's in right now, I don't see them making it. Yeah,
right.
Because I absolutely know that as much as Jasmina wants this, she will say no on decision day if she feels like
the slightest.
Yeah, if she feels like she does now, then she's gonna say no.
Right. They had their game faces on at the housewarming, but just because you had that meeting with Castor Pal doesn't mean
Castor Pal.
I said Pastor Cal.
You said Castor Pal.
Pastor Cal.
I'm about to do a flashback like they did with Castor Pal.
Pastor Cal. And just because he said that doesn't mean everything is smoothed over.
It's not. I think they definitely still have work to do.
They do.
But I like that they were both willing to be like, let's reset and
right. That was a good word. Somebody used that. I think Jasmina used that. We had a reset. I like that word.
I'm rooting for them.
I'm rooting for
them. And I don't know if it's because they wanted the two black couples. You know, I almost feel like every season I like root for the black couples. Shout out to Amani and Woody. They're having a baby.
Oh, they're so cute.
And their maternity pictures were lit. Yeah, I'm rooting for them, and I just feel like they're a good match.
But of course, we see the previews for next week, and
they're back fighting again. I'm tired of them fighting. I want them to get along for one full episode. They haven't gotten along for a full episode yet.
I do. Oh, actually, I think they got along for this whole episode. I think next week is another episode. So they got along. So that's
I guess. Okay, let's move on to our next couple. For this, we're actually just going to stick Alyssa and Chris in there with Mark and Lindsay.
Since they made a guest appearance.
Yeah, they weren't really... Alyssa and Chris weren't really in the episode, but they came at the end. And when everybody got together.
To tell them they got divorced. To celebrate my divorce.
So Alyssa and Chris both had to like meet with their people to kind of tell them what happened with the relationship and blah, 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 blah. So Alyssa met with her friend. And her friend...
Oh, her friend. That didn't come to the wedding, right?
Right. Her friend hasn't even actually met Chris. Mm-mm. And her friend wasn't really able to give too much feedback. And I think that's why she asked that friend to come.
Oh, that could be.
That's who I would ask.
You
don't even know him. Anything I say is law.
Is law. Right.
So I think she invited that friend for that specific reason.
Oh, strategy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And even her, and it's funny because her friend don't even know Chris, and even her friend was like, "Well, I mean, you tend to
be a little hard on guys,
right?"
But I hear what you're saying. She tried to come on over to the dark side.
Because she was like, what am I going to say?
Because of Alyssa's lies.
Lies. And then she finally fessed up to one of her lies that she probably didn't even realize it. Her friend asked her, did you guys ever get a chance to like have a conversation and talk? And she said,
cue flashbacks.
Yeah, and she said, no, we didn't ever get a chance to really have a conversation. But it was a small resort, and he knew where I was the whole time.
If he wanted to talk, he could find me.
Flashback to her being like, I don't want to talk to him. I hate him.
Can you tell him not to come over here with her shades on like she's a uber celebrity? Can you tell him not to come over here?
I don't want to talk to him. I hate him. Yes. So, ma'am, you're lying.
Cue flashbacks. Yes.
He couldn't have come and talked to you if he wanted to because you didn't want to talk to him.
Right.
Chris had to tell his mom.
Yes, Chris had to tell his mom.
And Chris's mom seemed sad, but also like, I want to fight her because you're not about to play in my son's face.
Oh well. She saved you. She saved you from some years of being with her.
His mom was on point though.
Yeah.
What she was saying was law. What she said, that made sense. She was like, I mean, somebody like that, you didn't want to spend the rest of your life with somebody like that anyway.
Yes. And then cue his flashbacks when he said we really didn't get to cue his flashbacks. She never sat down for a full conversation because she always got up. The flashbacks was her getting up out of every conversation.
So I'm not going to engage in this.
On camera.
I'm not going to do this because, I'm going to leave because the flashback this episode were A1. So good. Because anytime anybody says something,
absolutely,
they was like, oh yeah, rewind. Show the footage. Show the footage.
Show that beautiful beach footage.
So that was kind of what they did. He told his mom. She told her friend.
A lie.
A lie. And that was it. Mark and Lindsay had their housewarming. Mark was able to meet with one of his friends, his best friend, prior to their housewarming. And he basically had a conversation with his best friend. And now I'm starting to understand what's going on.
Okay.
It took me a while because he's not good at expressing himself.
Right. He's not.
So what he's basically saying is like she puts him in awkward positions And it makes him really uncomfortable. She's loud, she's boisterous, she's on all the time. And it's not only when it's just them. It's in front of other people.
Group settings.
You go out, you say things, you do these things, and then you put me in a weird spot because I came with you.
Right.
And I just feel like you're putting me in an awkward position. You're putting me in an awkward spot. That's what he highlighted this entire episode.
He did.
He said that to his friend. And his friend, you know, gave him good advice and said...
Great advice. Right. The friends gave great advice.
Yeah. Yes. I was like, wait, what? His friend gave him good advice and basically was just like, you kind of got to take her for who she is, meet her where she's at, and work on it.
I'm trying. Right. His eyes.
And I feel like
he is.
He's trying, and then we find out
she doesn't let him breathe.
Yeah. Then we find out at the, I keep wanting to say homecoming. It's the HBCU in me. I keep wanting to say right. Aggie Pride. I keep wanting to say homecoming. Okay. Housewarming. Yes. He got a chance to talk to her friends and basically was like, hey, so how do I tell her that she's getting on my nerves and that she's pretty hyper and she makes me uncomfortable in social settings? And her friends were kind of like,
we've had this issue before. Exactly. They had nothing.
They had nothing. Nothing good.
Right.
Like they were just like,
the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to tell her. You have to tell her when it's happening.
And he's like, I don't want to tell her because I don't know what her reaction is going to be.
Right. It's going to be
because whenever I do tell her something, it turns into this big thing, and she's defensive. And they were like,
and controlling.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's...
And then she got a chance to talk to his friend, and she basically was like, well, he's just never had anybody care for him before, and now I'm taking on the reins of caring for him, and he just doesn't know how to deal with it.
Wow. So you're telling his friends what they should think? What they should say? No, they were asking, they're like, okay, so he's usually the one that jumps all in. Is that what his
That
friends...
would have made me so sad. Like, that would have been so telling. So, essentially, his friend said...
He's clingy.
He looks so different in this relationship because typically he's like, let's go on a date. Okay, we should move in together and I love you. Married.
Right, yeah. Right.
And she was like, but, like, in this situation, it's kind of happening for him. And, like, he's not like that. And I'm like, I think you were trying to say that differently. Right. And it came out like, he don't even really like you like that. This is great.
Maybe it's not you. He don't want to do that with you?
Oh. But his friends, both of their friends, this was like they had a good, like, conversation, but the conversation was awkward because I think Mark is looking for help.
He really is. Desperate.
From anywhere he can get it.
All right. Okay.
He's just like...
Because I never saw him sit down and talk to Chris, and he was like, Chris, like, you know, what's going on at the bowling alley?
Okay, so what happens is, for some reason, my TV always messes up at the end of the episode. So some of that bowling alley I missed, which is so annoying. Right. So, okay, let's move on to the bowling alley. So they had, like, a group outing. They all went bowling. They went duck pin bowling. That's, like, my favorite. They called it something else, and I think it's because of candlestick pins. Yeah, I think it's because of the pins that they have. But I'm used to it being called duck bowling. Okay. With the little balls. Have you ever been duck bowling? No. It's so fun. Mm-hmm. We did it at a tournament. So I'm a bowler. Shout out to bowling.
And yes, she's only 30. Yes.
Don't do that. Especially because I'm 31. Because Kari will correct me every time. So they went bowling. They went candlestick bowling. It's like with smaller skinny pins and like little fake bowling balls. It's like the balls you use for skee ball, but you use them in bowling. Okay. They all the couples went, and they're kind of just talking, and Lindsay starts talking about something. And Katina is like,
Again, because she thinks she's the authority on every subject.
They were talking about putting the toilet seat down.
Right.
And here goes Lindsay. As a nurse, you need to put the toilet seat down because
wait a minute. Somebody else was talking. Right. Jasmina was like, let Steve finish his thought.
Right. Like, he didn't even ask the question and you're answering it.
And she was like, oh, okay. She did sit down.
Yeah.
And let him finish because she knew she was.
And then as soon as he finished, she was like, well,
nurse.
For me, it's the poop. The poop in the air, for sure. The poop in the air.
Poop in the air.
And everybody was like,
okay. Again. And Mark is like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So then Lindsay keeps talking.
Mm-hmm.
And Katina is like, so Lindsay said,
lean over.
She did. She said, why you rolling your eyes? Katina said, girl.
I don't know who you think you're talking to.
She said, girl, you know, I don't talk to you on camera no more. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing with you on camera again. Don't say nothing to me. You know not to talk to me.
And she actually did shut up.
Because why wouldn't she?
Right. I just thought she would try to egg it on after her few beers that she had. Drinks, always.
Let me tell you something.
She did.
Katina better than me because I would have been like, I rolled my eyes because I felt like it. I don't like you. And every time you talk, I'm going to roll my eyes. And every single time, I'm going to do it. And every single time, you're not going to do nothing.
Okay, little black girl.
Because what did she think she was doing by talking about why you rolling your eyes?
And like you said before, I think that's exactly how she said it to Elijah.
That's the tone she had with Elijah on the plane. Oh, you want to fight?
Exactly.
I know that's exactly what she said to him.
All of that. Like, you want somebody to
you
be
want
antagonistic with.
Yeah,
like,
you want somebody to turn up so you can have a reason to cry.
Yes.
So you can be like, just like she was. So Mark was like, why? Like, why would you even do that? And she's like, I know you saw her over there rolling her eyes. And he's like, yeah, but so what? She was like,
and she already has a problem with you.
Right.
Why are you going to continue to say stuff to egg it on?
Like you.
To egg it on.
Of course she rolling her eyes at you. She don't like you, but you know that.
And he told her, you're making me feel uncomfortable. You put me in these uncomfortable situations.
You're putting me in these uncomfortable situations again.
And she got to bring it to his manhood. And you can't stand up and be a man or whatever she said. She said something like that. And then she just went all in the bathroom with the producers.
Yeah, she went into the bathroom with the producers and went
loud
off.
As she can be. And everybody heard her.
Off.
Yes, off. On a tangent, on a rant. It was just nasty. Everything she said was just nasty for no reason.
Oh, you only make this amount of money. Oh, you can go back to your roach-infested apartment. Where else you gonna go? Good luck with that.
Right.
And I was talking to my cousin while I was watching this, and she was like, see, this is why you don't let people do stuff for you. Because as soon as things go left, you want to throw in my face all the things you did for me.
I took a day off for work. I had a hazmat suit on. I'm trying to help you.
Ma'am, nobody didn't ask you to be there. And also, he wasn't even happy when you were there.
Right, because of what you were doing.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, she does too much.
Way too much.
Right.
And
if
then
you want to take a step back. You keep saying you're going to take a step back.
She don't take no steps
back. Right.
She's standing on top of him. And he can't suffocated.
Breathe. Oh my goodness.
And they preview for next episode and they look lovey-dovey, happy-go-lucky again. Right. I think by the end of the episode, they fighting again. But like in the beginning of the episode, they're back friends. And I don't understand how y'all keep doing this yo-yo thing.
Right.
Because she wouldn't have said all that about me.
Yeah, that was a
lot. And I know he heard it.
Yeah, he was sitting on the stairs and the bathroom was right there.
I know he heard it.
Right, talking to Chris. Yeah.
And then she gonna tell her, that's what she said to his friend when they was in the room. She said, well, he just really comes across like he's always been someone's option and never somebody's choice or something like that. She said to his friends. And I was like, I think you thought that was a compliment or something.
No, it was a thing to say that to make her look good. Because she was like, I'm choosing you now. So yeah. You've
always been somebody's option, but never somebody's choice.
Yeah, she was doing that to make herself, big up herself. Like, okay, so I'm choosing you. And you keep on pushing me away. No, we just want you to sit down for a minute.
We just want you to sit down.
Just sit down.
And it's like, I thought thought it was the alcohol, but even when she's sober, she's like that.
Not as much.
She's nasty when she's drunk.
Nastier. Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
She's like rude.
Yes.
And I feel like she's also confrontational when she's drunk. That's why she needs to get beat up. I think if she get beat up, she's never gotten beat up before.
Team too much. You don't know that, and it doesn't need to happen.
You think she got beat up before?
I don't know.
You know she ain't got beat up before.
Why?
Because she too quick to do this. That's how I know she ain't never got beat up before. Ever.
She's too passionate about everything.
Yeah.
You don't have to be that passionate about everything. And you don't have to be so in your face.
She's very in your face. I don't want you.
It's exhausting. When he said it that first, like, oh my God, I know exactly how you feel, Mark. I'm just watching it. You're there.
And I'm exhausted.
You're there. You're there.
I am
exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, again, I do honestly think they're a good match.
They could be.
I think his personality right now is so
off.
What's the word? Like when you like muffled, because her personality is so big. Yes. I think if he was his authentic self all the time with her, and she was less of her authentic self,
right. They would balance.
They would be great.
Yeah, because they said he had that type of personality. Yeah. We have yet to see it.
We have yet. That man be in the corner crying at night. He is sad, bro.
He won't touch her. Then she said something about give me a orgasm. That's all I need, or something like that.
She did say that in the bathroom. He was probably like, ugh.
You again.
You disgust me. I don't want to touch you. And I don't blame I don't blame him. He is trying to be like, but how can I turn her off? I want her to turn off for just like a little bit. Right. I just need a little time to breathe.
Right.
I'm hoping, and I feel like, so my hope for them was that they would come back and start going to work and see less of each other. But I think they've been to work at this point.
I think so.
And she's still alive.
Still, right. What tires you out? What tires you out, Lindsay?
Nothing.
Because you love to talk. You love to explain yourself. You love to tell everybody what they should be doing and shouldn't be doing, ought to be doing. And I'm like, come on.
I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take for her to be like, I'm doing a lot. Because everybody keeps telling her, and she's kind of like, that's just me.
Right. And as many times as you keep saying, I do this and I've been doing it, stop.
Right.
Because he's never asked.
Ever. Not once has he ever asked you to do any of these things.
Right.
Ever.
Right. Let him handle what he needs to handle.
Right.
And let him come to you.
Yeah.
She can't.
At this point.
She can't.
Well,
because she doesn't even really listen to the experts either. So, because she has it in her own mind what she needs to say and what she wants to hear, and when they don't say it, she tries to make them.
She doesn't care what they're talking about.
She doesn't.
Because she right. She don't care what they're talking about.
Right.
I've been in successful relationships before, so I know what I'm talking about. Like, ma'am, you haven't been in that many successful relationships. You hear,
right? Just
like the rest of us.
Right. Come on, join the party.
So that's all we have for this week.
Yes.
Next episode looks lit.
Juicy.
So we will see how episode 9 is going to be, because it looks like a doozy.
It does. I do want to see episodes without any conflict. Maybe one couple not to have any type of conflict.
I feel like we've seen that with Steve and Noy in the beginning.
I know.
And now look at them.
Arguing over noodles.
Over noodles.
Okay.
Noodles. All right. Thank you so much for joining us again. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe below. And thank you. Bye.